G'day, Simon at South OC Cars and Coffee. I'm with James, who is from Ford. James, what's your role at Ford?
I'm the marketing brand manager for Maverick.
And you brought something very, very special along to do a reveal today. What is it, mate?
Absolutely, the all-new 2025 Maverick Lobo.
It is the return of the street truck. Check this thing out. James, when Ford reached out to us and said they wanted to launch a Maverick, I was thinking, that's interesting. It's, if it was a Raptor, I would have gone, yeah, I get that, but I didn't comprehend just how cool this thing was going to be. This is inspired by the street trucks of the sort of late 80s to mid 2000s, correct?
Absolutely. Not only that, we see Maverick owners, there's even some here, that are customizing, lowering the truck, putting on larger wheels and tires.
Yeah, and I think, and the truck you're talking to is sitting over there, and that's my friend Jeb, who best paintless dent removal guy in Southern California, by the way. But Jeb bought that truck a while ago and has lowered it, changed the wheels, changed everything about that truck to make it an extension of personality. And this Lobo is giving the ability of somebody to do the same kind of thing, to buy something which is more than your average work truck, correct?
Absolutely. So Ford did the hard parts for you. We added the upgraded cooling, we added upgraded suspension, lowered the truck, dual piston calipers off of Focus RS, the rear differential that enables the torque vectoring. And all this comes with a factory warranty, right? You can't do this in your driveway.
No, exactly.
This is the platform customers can start with, and it's going to have a lot of performance for them.
And I think the unique thing about this particular vehicle is because it is a unibody, we have the ability of actually having the thing handle like a car. That's the main difference, correct?
It handles unbelievably. In fact, Eddie and I were on the track on Tuesday, and it's just incredible performance. When you feel the torque vectoring kick in as you're accelerating through the corner, it's really special. And
I mean, not just on the track, you actually took it to an autocross track where you really get to put something through its paces.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So lots of cool things. The wheels, I mean, they look great. They're just such a great design cue. What are they? What are the sizes?
So those are 19-inch. Those were inspired by the turbofan style from the 80s and the rally cross, and also you saw it on the 2021 Tucci Maverick that was at SEMA. Yep.
And lots of other little things. The interior has its own different take. It's got the stitching in the seats that says Lobo. Once again, it feels more like a sports car on the inside than it does your typical work truck, correct?
Yeah, you're getting a lot on the interior unique to Lobo. You get the grabber blue and lime green stitching, paddle shifters on the steering wheel. You got the other grabber blue accents throughout.
Yeah, lots of cool things. Large video screen, so touch screen that's in there. The market for this is great. I mean, the thing that Ford is doing, and you did it first of all, I guess, with a Raptor, where you took an F-150 and you created an entirely new category that other manufacturers have followed. And now you take it one step further with something which is built effectively to be a very, very cool street truck. Let's talk about the power plant, because that's not the same from the original one. There's some upgrades to that as well, correct?
Yeah, so this has the 2-liter EcoBoost. We sort of split performance into 2 trims this year. At the top of the lineup, you've got Tremor with off-road performance, and you've got now Lobo with on-road performance. Both feature the same 2-liter EcoBoost with advanced 4-wheel drive and the unique rear twin clutch differential.
I mean, the truck looks good. It's got a great stance. It's created a whole new category. It's getting people to think more about trucks being more than just lifted, more than just a work utilitarian vehicle, which is super cool. An exciting new segment that you guys have created. What are the price points?
So the base Lobo is going to start at $35,000, and the configuration you see here, which is basically everything,
yep,
it actually has every option in the catalog on it, is $40,495.
James, we really appreciate Ford bringing this out today, doing the reveal with us. It's great to see a whole new segment being created by manufacturers like Ford.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Now, someone else on the Ford team, this is Eddie. Eddie, you have a more technical perspective about the vehicle. What is your role?
Correct. I'm the vehicle engineering manager for the Maverick, and my role is to engineer the vehicle as a complete vehicle, test it, sign it off, and then ready for the production.
So I'm going to ask you this because it's so different. How fun was it when this thing came across your desk? to be able to?
That was a ride, yes. I've joined the team when the concept was born, and I had to connect with the teams who came up with the initial ideas and how they came about, and looking at the culture here in 80s and 90s, especially in Southern California, right, with the street truck. So they showed me a lot of these YouTube videos and how people just at night going around and hanging around the parking lot, and showing off their vehicles, kind of doing a little drift and autocross. So our thought was, we not only want to make a vehicle that looks great, but also drives great. And drive is not only about fast, but fun more so.
Yes. So, totally understand that. Out of all the things that you put into this truck, what excited you the most?
When I was testing it, and I just did that last week, it's just amazing how fast and how quickly this thing turns and stayed composed. So I really love the two elements, if I could take two rather than one. One is the torque vectoring capability from the rear differential, and we changed the steering rack, so it has a much faster steering ratio. So this is so nimble compared to any other Maverick that you'll drive.
And the other thing, of course, about this vehicle is it's unibodied. It's not sitting on a chassis. So it's like, in Australia, we would call these a ute, which started in Australia, where it was basically the underpinnings of a sedan, but with a tray bed on the back. That's what this thing is. So you don't have the normal flexing and separation that you get with a traditional chassis, separate chassis pickup. This thing's going to handle like a sports car.
Absolutely, and that's the thing that we always talk about, it that one of the challenges with the body and frame, the body always lags the frame, and you have to catch it. So your tuning of suspension is so different. And when you are unibody, you have that capability to make this thing so much more tighter, closer to the ground. And we were looking at even at the SCCA type of rules. They have basically a chart where they say how width and how high the vehicle is supposed to be. So we wanted to be close to all those things. So if people go and further modify this, they'll be very close to running in one of those autocrosses.
And I can see that happening. I can see people buying this thing, and some of them using it as it is, but it's becoming a blank canvas for years and years to come. Eddie, great job, and it looks great.
Thank you.
I can't wait to get in one and drive one, because it sounds like it's a blast.
I think you're gonna have a ride. So Simon, thank you very much for having us here.
Our pleasure.
Cheers.